I think that today is the first episode that I'm recording without a blankie. I'm sweating my ass off. I'm just at that point in pregnancy where I'm literally sweating. I'm hot. And it's only like 73 degrees out, which I'm so lucky about because we live in Rhode Island. So we live in New England, and normally August is like scorching, like 98 degrees with 4,000% humidity. And so I'm so lucky, but I'm sweating. Do you guys want a bum pic? I just got makeup on my shirt. So a fun fact about me is there will always be a stain on my shirt somewhere. But that's my little bumpy. 12 weeks and I think 2 days now. My sister-in-law just had a baby over the weekend. My ovaries were like screaming. I cannot wait till March. I'm so excited. I can't wait to give birth. I just want to hold this little baby. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. So anyways, that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about is how to let go. How to let go of the how. And I really want to bring Laura in to talk about that, of course, but also talk about surrender. And I just realized that I have a lot of questions from you guys that I do not have in front of me. So excuse me as I make sure I get your questions. Give me 1 second. All right, we're back in action. Pregnancy brain. When I sat down, I was like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. That was it. We'll do your questions at the end. We have some really good questions there. I love your questions so much. So if you want to know how to submit questions, follow me on Instagram at Gabrielle Laura. And I usually have a question box each week. You can ask questions and I'll channel the answers at the end of the podcast. So as I was saying, really want to talk about surrendering. Want to bring Laura through to explain what that is, because that term is thrown around so much. So much. What does it even mean, right? And then really segueing into how to tangibly let go of the how. I like to give you guys tangibles, which at sometimes honestly can be tricky because this really is an intangible process. It's about feelings, it's about emotions. It can be pretty intangible. So anywhere that I can mix in that tangible and have something measurable for you guys, I absolutely try to do that. This is, I don't want to say the most important part of the manifestation process. I really believe that the healing journey is making space for what it is you want to receive, feeling safe receiving this, your manifestation. But the letting go part, releasing the how, incredibly important. It's incredibly important. And what I invite you all to think about is think about a time in your life where you tried to plan something and it didn't end up going to plan, and it actually turned out a lot better than you'd ever imagined. I'm going to give an example here. When I was going through my entrepreneurial journey, and I mean, I was making no money, I was in a ton of debt, I was just, I couldn't see through, right? The plan that I had of starting a successful business, being able to, get my husband out of his job as soon as possible, all these things wasn't transpiring. And that this journey not going as my plan brought up so many wounds inside of me, right? And I was so confused about why I had to navigate such a disgusting money journey, right? And for years, for a very, very, very long time, guys. And feeling so helpless and not sleeping at night and just all these awful things that went along with it. I was so confused of why I had to do that. I felt like I was being punished. And I said that almost every single day. I just feel like I'm being punished. I don't want to do this anymore. And it was terrible. It didn't go as my plan, right? And then I found out I was a channeler. And then I discovered that so much of my soul's purpose is helping people around money. So it was really beautiful now that I'm on the other side of it to be able to take a step back and be like, that didn't go as planned. And when I tell you guys, that was years. That wasn't 2 weeks. That was years, over 3 years. That's a very long freaking time. And my frustration levels were, I can't even describe them. So being on the other side of that and being able to take a step back and be like, wow, the how of all that, I would have never guessed. I would have never in a million years guessed I was a channeler, let alone that I could channel Laura, but the universe knew. So why do I sit here and try to figure out the how, try to figure out all the turns? And as I was processing through that, it's because I wanted control. I wanted to be able to control the circumstances because I wanted to avoid that. I wanted to avoid any pain. I didn't want to go through past memories that I had to release. I didn't want to go through any of that. I didn't want to look myself in the mirror at all. wanted to scratch the surface on everything. So I tried to control that. And the universe had a lot bigger plan for me, a lot bigger. So I invite you to think about an instance like that, right? Where you've come around, you're on the other side, you could be like, that really didn't go as planned, but that turned out 10 times better than I ever would have imagined. Right? For me, my plan was to just have, multi-six-figure business and like be fine, have my, like just be good. Never, ever, ever would I have imagined being a channeler and now the dreams being so much bigger, ever. But that is what happens, is the universe knows what you want, it knows how to get you there, and it knows what the purpose of your soul. And there's release. And it's going to guide you to that, any which way. It's going to guide you through. And it really is like you're on a roller coaster and you just have to throw your hands up and truly just be along for the ride. Be along for the ride. So let me pull Laura forward and let's see what she has to say about this before we get into your questions. I'm really excited. One moment. If you're not watching on YouTube, I'm just going to pause for a moment so I can bring them forward. I already have a yawn. If you're new here, oh my goodness. Yawns are one of my release ways for your nervous systems. So to whoever is listening to this, please know that what I am about to say is going to be a relief to your nervous system. What Laura is about to say, I should say. It's my words, but it is their wisdom. Our favorite topic. Humans aren't meant to have control. Control is a very humanized thing. A very, very humanized thing. We understand that you're 50% human, and we understand that you're 50% soul. So please know we are speaking to this from the soul side. From our perspective, you're not meant to have control. Because when you transition and you're up here, there is no control. Why? Not because things are scary. It's because everything is derived from a deep, deep, deep trust. Everything is out of trust up here. Everything. Any circumstance that you find yourself in, any situation that may be unpleasant, right? We don't ever view as such because we understand that there is purpose behind every single move that is made throughout your lifetime. And that goes on for lifetimes after this. And when you do transition up here, it's the same thing. It does not exist up there. Control is an ego thing. And what control comes down to is fear. You want to control all the chess moves, right? You're playing chess, you're controlling all the moves. You're thinking strategically about every single move you make. Why? Because you don't want to get hurt. You want to protect yourself because at some point in your life you learned that being hurt is negative. There is purpose in hurt. There is purpose in pain. And as painful as that can be to sit with that, it is so incredibly true. There is purpose in every single thing that happens to you in your lifetime. And a lot of the purpose has to do with aligning you with your soul's purpose because you are here for a reason. You are here for a reason. And your soul's purpose, we can guarantee you all, it's not just one simple thing. It's 10-fold, 20-fold, 30-fold. You have a lot of reasons why you are here. It's not just career. We love that humans really soak themselves into that career thing. It is not just that. And there's release. It's not just that. It is a lot of things. So the word surrender, right? What does that mean? How do we define that? Surrender is when you are on the surfboard riding a wave and you don't know whether you're going to ride the entire wave, whether you're going to fall off, or whether you're going to glide beautifully into shore. You just go. You just go and know that if you fall off, you'll be okay. That board's strapped to your leg. If you make the wave, that would be awesome. Hopefully your friend gets a picture. If you glide into shore beautifully, that's awesome. Surrender is letting go of the control. What we find that humans do is they control because they don't want to get hurt, but they also control because they don't believe that anything is supporting them from the other side. We catch this a lot with a lot of you in the channelings that Gabrielle does. Yawn. We catch this a lot. You commit to the spiritual journey. You love the word manifest. You speak to the universe. You do your affirmations. You meditate every now and again. You do your visualizations. But there is such a massive block in so many of you of actually truly trusting that the universe is there. You trust it when that fun check comes in the mail. But when you get in a fender bender or you get a flat tire on your way to work and you're late, you're missing the meeting, your boss is going to be upset and you're freaking out, there's no trust there. But what if we had to make you a few minutes late so you miss that massive accident that you're about to pass? Lack of surrender means lack of trust, always. We understand that it can be hard to trust us. We get that a lot of you have deeper paths than most, especially a lot of you listening to this, because we know you find comfort in this, and there's nothing that brings us more joy in the entire world. We understand. And we get very excited by it, because we know how much power and purpose and responsibility is sitting right there in your soul's purpose. And we're watching it unfold before our very eyes. But we've already seen it because we know what's manifested for you. But watching you navigate that is one of the most beautiful things ever. So Gabrielle loves tangibles, and I can feel that she's digging for some right now. So when we just said lack of trust in the universe, we want to give you an exercise here to help build trust with us. Because we're real. I'm getting wicked leg chills, guys. Oh my gosh, wicked leg chills. Because we're real. Here's the yawn. We're real and we do exist. Here's an exercise we want you to do. We want you to think about what it is you're trying to call forward in your life. Can be a material thing, could be a feeling, whatever it is you're trying to call forward, or as they say, trying to manifest. We want you to ask us for a watermelon. Say, universe, show me a watermelon. If I have the potential to manifest, insert what it is you want to manifest. Show me a watermelon if I have the potential to bring that forward in my life. And then watch how quickly you see that watermelon. We can assure you, guys, I'm going to be yawning my way through this. Your nervous system needs this. I'm so excited. Oh, sorry. I got to bring back. I get distracted. We can assure you, you seeing that watermelon is no coincidence. But we want you to surrender to seeing the watermelon. Don't figure out how you're going to see the watermelon. Don't figure it out. Don't think about it. Just know that you are going to see that watermelon. Wicked leg chills, guys. Know that you are going to see that watermelon when you are meant to see that watermelon. So don't go to the grocery store and purposely walk down the produce aisle and search for that watermelon, because that's not it. One night when you're doing your dishes, you're going to turn around with your partner watching TV and there's going to be a watermelon on TV. Or someone's going to text you a recipe that has watermelon in it, out of the blue. It's not out of the blue. It was divinely guided and divinely planted by us, the universe. We are real, we are here, and we know exactly what you want. And we know that you cannot control how you get it. If we want you to take anything from this episode, it is that. We ask you to please release the control. How do you do that? Let me try to pull some tangibles from them, guys. Hold on. Build the trust in us through exercises like that. Gabrielle has a couple more exercises, a lemon one, on her Instagram, so check that out. Building the trust in us. 50% of that. 50% of building the trust in yourself. And there's release for you guys. as much as you may not trust us, you also do not trust themselves. And this is where your intuition comes into play, because do you know that we communicate with you through your intuition? Every single one of you has one. We giggle when people will tell Gabrielle, I don't have an intuition. It's the biggest load of bullshit ever. It's in there. It may be really, really, really stuffed down, but it's in there. So how can you connect to that? Ask for proof that it's real. Ask for proof that it's real. Show me that you're real, intuition. You can give a specific, right? Like we gave the watermelon example. You could give a specific object that you want to see. Or you can ask how it communicates with you, what it sounds like. Get to know your intuition. Because as you get to know your intuition, you're going to get to know yourself at a soul level of who you truly are. This isn't about asking mom, dad, sisters, brothers, partners, teachers, colleagues the answer. It's about you knowing that the answer is there. Surrender and letting go of the how are essentially the same things. It's just different ways of wording them. And we know that as humans, you love different ways of wording the same things. We hear it with manifestation all the time. It makes us chuckle every single time, but that's okay. Releasing the how, all that means is you do not control how it unfolds. So what do you do instead, right? Because that can be confusing if you're on this path to bringing something forward in your life. Please listen to us. It is not about sitting on the couch and just expecting it to fall into your lap. Action is a very big part of manifestation, 100%. And so what we encourage you to do as you get to know your intuition is what we call aligned action, intuitive action. Every single morning before you wake up, what does my manifestation need from me today? Ask yourself that. You may hear the answer, you may see the answer, you may feel the answer. If you struggle to receive an answer, then pause, and we invite you to say, universe, spirit guides, angels, whomever you feel comfortable connecting with, please move my ego over to the side and make me a clear channel for this communication. It's just about asking for that help. An exercise that's deeply coming to us right now that we want to share with you. If you are feeling stressed out, anxious, depressed, we invite you, before you go to bed tonight, or right now in this moment, whenever feels good to you, visualize your spirit team, angels, the universe, whatever you feel comfortable visualizing. And visualize them with a massive suitcase. Could be a duffel bag, a zip suitcase, whatever you feel comfortable visualizing. And you are quite literally saying to your guides, please take this pain from me. Take this stress, take this worry away from me. And visualize it coming out of your body, whether it's from your head, just coming out from your head and into that suitcase, or out of your whole body and into that suitcase. Literally visualize that energy going into the suitcase, and then your guides flying off with that suitcase, and wave to them. That is what we are here for. We can take that for you. Why? Release. Because it does not exist where we are, and we can dispose of it for you so easily. Rely on us. You are a co-creator. We are on your side. It is our job. Another release. It is our job to get you there. The how is not your business. It is our business. Your business is taking that aligned action, and you do that through asking your intuition every single day, what do you need from me? And for those of you who are confused about what your intuition sounds like, we'll tell you, it's a feeling. It's a knowing. It can be words. It can be phrases. It can be a song you hear on the radio that just makes you stop in your tracks and take a double look for a moment. It's symbols. All of you are different. All of you. But you know what it is, and we invite you to start getting comfortable with it. But for a beginner here, it's a feeling. You can feel your intuition. There's no hesitation in it. There's no restriction. That is the action we want you to take. If it feels good, it is intuitively aligned. If it does not, it is not. And if you are continuing in your life doing things that do not feel good, we invite you to stop. It is time to stop. Especially if these words are resonating with you right now. You know what it is. It is time to break the habit. It is time to stop. It's safe for you to do so. The how is our business. The how is determined. The how does not require your control. The how isn't served by your control. Trust the process. Trust the timing of all of this. It is so deeply divinely guided. Deeply divinely guided. We'll give another example. We like to use Gabrielle's life. Her and her husband thought that when they moved back from New Mexico to the East Coast, they would be buying a house within 6 to 8 weeks. And so they moved in with her mother-in-law, who is such a beautiful human being. And they started their home buying process during a very busy time, and they were denied left and right for 13 months. They lived in an old living room with their 2 dogs and their cat. Their life just totally flipped, very purposefully, incredibly purposefully. 13 months went by. 11th offer. In a time where people were paying cash $200,000 to $300,000 over. She lives in New England, Massachusetts, Rhode Island area. They got a house for asking price that was less than 10 years old. It was about 8 years old at the time, that fit every single one of their needs. And their offer was accepted. And the entire time, my ears are ringing, we asked Gabrielle for patience, and Lord will tell you she didn't have it at all. It was a very, very roller coaster over 13 months until she finally let go of how this was going to unfold. She finally gave in and said, "Take me for the ride." And just a few weeks later, they were living in their new home. We deeply invite you to do that. And whenever you feel yourself slipping, come back to this and listen to these words again. They are our words. They are directly from the universe. They are deeply channeled right now in this moment. And we could not have truer words to tell you around this. We love you so much. Woo! The coolest thing about Laura is I literally could go back to that. Here's the offer, you guys. And not remember a single thing they just said. But know that it felt really good and that it felt very right. I don't know how else to put it. I will remember when they bring in like my life and stuff, because I like give them like the side eye in my brain because that really sucked to go through. I'll remember that, but they're deep words. I really don't. And so I hope that that resonated with each and every one of you. And for those of you in the membership, go into the channeled EFT tapping section. There is an EFT tapping that's really good around releasing control, and do that as often as you need. And for those of you who aren't in the membership, I'll have the link below. It's only $44 a month. It's from me and Laura. Everything's channeled, a bunch of resources. There's community there, and you can cancel anytime. So let's get into your questions. Let me just grab my computer here. All right, questions. Guys, I love interacting with you all. I wish I could just like throw an event where I meet every single one of you and channel you if you want, of course, and hug you and just, I love you guys so much. All right, let's start down here. How do you deal with the 3 a.m. panic wake-ups when you're taking a big leap? Ooh, those are fun. So I'm going to answer this from the human first. It's me, Gabrielle. Oh, it's your body adjusting, you're shedding, your ego's freaking out. It is doing everything in its power to jolt you and shake you and move you and prevent you from doing this. It's that. You have to let it flow through you. These are emotions that are coming up to the surface. Here's a yawn for you. That are coming up to the surface. I hate my yawns because I feel like it makes me look tired. I promise you guys I'm not. It's a lot of these, once you get going on this journey, a lot of these emotions that have just been ingrained in your system for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 plus years are making their way up, and you have to feel your way through them. So unfortunately and fortunately, you just gotta let it pass. You have to be there with it. You can't fight it. Just allow it to be. Let these feelings get their attention. They want their 5 seconds of fame. Give it that. I have a really, really, really good exercise in the membership around releasing emotions like this. It's under the releasing videos, channeled releasing videos. Laura is actually the one who walked us through, which is really cool. So if you're in the membership, definitely go check that out. You got to feel your way through it. Let's see what Laura says, or let me channel. I keep hearing the word processing. It's processing. You got to process these emotions. Meaning you got to let yourself feel your way through them. It's very uncomfortable. It's a phase. It's not going to last forever. Ooh, somebody releases for you. But it's wildly necessary that you don't rush this process. And I want to just give you a hug, because that was me like every single night for 3 years when my bank accounts were like so in the red. It wasn't even funny, and my loans were due, and just craziness. So I send you a lot of love, and here to support you if needed. Once you release the how do you remain patient? Exercises, mantras, patience. Not my strong suit, but something that I'm a lot better at now. You tap into the patience out of trust. If you find yourself being impatient, then there is a lack of trust there. When you fully trust, you trust into divine timing, which timing's always divine. I'm getting wicked chills on my legs. Oh my God. So please take that divine timing for you. My leg just lit up in chills when I said that. That was the universe giving me a little tickle. There's a lack of trust in the timing if you find yourself being impatient. So how do you do that? You get down to the root cause of why. Where's that lack of trust stemming from? What is the root cause? Exact exercises to do that. Let me see what your guides say. Groundedness. So they're like marrying groundedness, which we'll talk about in a second, to this trust. Being grounded in your trust, they're saying. They want you to be rooted and grounded in your trust for the universe. So really look at yourself and say, is there a part of this spiritual journey that I'm not trusting in, or I'm not taking as seriously as my heart wants me to take? And sit with that question, and feel free to let me know the answer that comes to you, and then go from there. But it's getting down to the root of really what is preventing that trust. And they're like, it's on the tip of her, she knows what it is. So once you tell me what that is, I can help you with more specific mantras and exercises. Honestly, it's going to be an exercise versus a mantra, because we've got to get this out of your system. I hope that was helpful. And just so you guys know too, when you're part of the membership, in the community section, you can say, I need this resource, or this is what's coming to me. I can channel it for you in the community section. And if you need a specific resource, you guys just let me know. I'll make the resource for you. I do that all the time. People in the membership say, hey, I need this, and it's created in usually the next day. Or by the end of that week. This person said, I feel a low vibration when I can't detach and let go. What can I do? So again, that low vibration is coming from a lack of trust. So, and this feels like a trust in yourself. So yeah, when you can't detach and let go, it's not a matter of you not being able to do that. It's a matter of your ego holding on so tightly and a fear around actually doing that. So this again results back to the trust in the universe. You are all, I can't tell you the amount of time, I can't tell you the amount of times I see this in channeling. People will say, I'm spiritual, I see the angel numbers, I do this and I do that, but when push comes to shove, big release. And the trust fall is there, it's, no, this thing isn't real. This is just like a fluffy thing to talk about with my friends. Like, this is a cool thing on Instagram right now, and a little woo, and like I can see it, but like, so much disconnect there. So what I really invite you to do is the tangible exercises through there. Laura was just telling me that she gave you exercises to do. She's not telling me the specific exercises, so go through those and do the exercises that they talked about to start building your trust with the universe. And this is also something within yourself. You can detach. You have the power to detach. You have the power. You make the moves. Please tell us, okay, so I think it's a 2-part question. When you leave your job or lover, hold on. Please tell us how it feels in your body overall. when you leave your job or your lover? I am trying to figure out what you mean here. When to leave your job or your lover. Guys, my brain's not fully working, so bear with me. How it feels in your body when it's time to leave is it, you just know. It feels like there's just bricks in your body. It does not feel light, it feels heavy. It does not feel easy, it feels hard. There's dread. You think about this or that. You're dreading going into work. You're dreading going on the date, right? You're dreading the phone call from the partner. You're dreading the one-on-one with your boss. Oh my God, I hated those. I'm like getting anxiety even thinking about that. You feel it in your body because it feels heavy. It feels like weights. It feels like cinder blocks are on your shoulder. And if you've never felt light before, ease, it can be hard to tell what this feels like because it's so normalized. But you know. And so what I want you to do is I invite you to ask yourself, is it time for me to leave? Your body's going to tell you. And I already know the answer. You already know the answer. Please take action on that. And I'm here to support you through it. Who is Laura? Laura's the coolest thing in the world. So I actually did, my first episode talks about Laura, but I feel like I have to update that because I called Laura my spirit guides. They're not my spirit guides. I shouldn't say that. They're not spirit guides. It's like, it's different than that. It's hard to explain in human words what it is, but it's not spirit guides. I do have a pinned video on my Instagram page. It's, I think, my third pinned video. There's only 3, so in the row, I'm pretty sure it's the third one, explaining who they are. But in short, Laura is what Abraham is to Esther, Abraham Hicks. It is this external source that I channel. They are of infinite wisdom. So another way to think about it is they are like the ChatGPT or the Google search engine of the universe. They know every single secret of the universe. They are 6 entities up there. They are the most beautiful souls ever. I love them dearly. They are infinite wisdom, so you can ask them anything and they will give the response. Channeling them is just the biggest blessing ever I've had in my life. And that is in short who they are. The Instagram video explains it in more depth. If you are spiritual and you know about Akashic Records, Laura reads the Akashic Record of the universe, which is basically just this massive library of every single instance that's ever possibly happened in the universe. And they pull out the book and they read the answer for you. And that's what I channel. So I hope that was helpful. And then how do I release the doubt and blockage from allowing me to manifest this relationship? So I want you to listen to the podcast below this, number 13, How Do I Manifest My Dream Partner? That is in there, but I can feel specifically with you, it is around feeling safe. I just hearing the word safety on repeat. It is feeling safe, receiving the relationship. Feeling safe, here's a release for you. Feeling safe, receiving the love, and that's where the release came from. So my ask to you is, how are you showing yourself love? How are you showing yourself love? It's always a mirror. I feel really deeply about that. So please explore that and feel free to let me know the answer. My requests are coming with mixed results. If the answer is no, am I blind or am I stubborn? You are not blind nor stubborn, so don't worry about that. I'm curious what you mean about the mixed results. So, this is what they're saying. There's so much gray area out there. Spirituality is all gray area. Very rarely is it this or that. Is it apples or oranges? It might be a mix of both, right? Trust your gut, I'm hearing. Trust your intuition. We know that you know the answer. I can feel that you know the answer. So maybe what's happening here is you are looking for validation to your answer. Do you feel like you're looking for validation on something that you internally already know? I invite you to take action on that. Really, 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 really sit with that. Those are the questions. I loved these. These were awesome. I hope that was helpful for you guys. Laura and I love you so, so, so much. Oh, something else I meant to mention in the beginning that's just coming to me now. I put something on Instagram about you guys are blowing up the downloads, which I'm so grateful for. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you guys are loving this. I love this so much. And I said, let's start manifesting advertisers, and I got shut down left and right with that one. I hear you guys. This podcast is for you. If you do not want advertisers, my gut tells me to listen to you guys. So I so appreciate that feedback. I don't ever want anybody to hesitate giving me feedback like that when it's relayed with respect. If it's not relayed with respect, then it's not getting any attention. When it's relayed with respect, it is so helpful for me because I am here for you guys in your spiritual journey. If you want this podcast advertiser free, that's what it's going to be. I will commit to that because I always care about, and my friend Caitlin said this to me and it resonated so much. She said, I always care about doing the right thing, not the profitable thing. And I couldn't agree more. And that is what I'm taking in with my entire business. I'm holding my hand to the fire with that. And especially with this podcast. Because once you guys got me thinking, I really sat with that. I was like, you know what? You're right. Some of the podcasts I used to listen to, there's 95 million advertisers on it now. And it's distracting. I don't want that for my listeners. And I understand from a business perspective, it's important to monetize things. And I get that. But there's other ways to do it, right? Maybe someday in the future we could manifest an exclusive contract with Spotify or with Apple. I'd be so open to that. And I think that would be such a better solution here than you guys having to sit through advertisers that you don't care for. Because originally it's, who do you guys want to see on here? What advertisers do you want to see? No one wanted to see anything. So I respect that. And I deeply appreciate those of you who told me. I love you so, 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 so much. I hope you have the best day ever. And I'll talk to you guys soon.